So I used to live in a chawl, and it was a very interesting house, 180 square feet. No tap in the house, no toilet in the house.
Are you serious? How important is the role of mother in anyone's life?
She is the direction of your life. My mother was a very brave lady. She sold off her gold to pay the rent of the house that we were living in at Malwani. The rent was only 9 rupees, but it was not paid for more than 10 years. My mom, after school hours, took me to a jewellery shop and sold the Mangal Sutra and the 2 bangles that she had in front of my eyes.
Do you believe in manifestation?
I believe in 4 strong words. One is
Top 3 important things that every founder should remember. What would that be?
relationship.
Tell us a little bit about the book Shivaji Maharaj. Have you built your life with the lessons Shivaji Maharaj has also taught you?
Absolutely bang on. Exactly replicate.
Every decision in your life is a strategy?
It's a strategy. We were the first developers from India who purchased their own office in Dubai.
Do you think there will be a time when India will be ruling the world?
Very shortly. It is all about economic power. It is not about warfare anymore. It's about how much of the economy can you control. And power is people, not money. It is people that is power.
So, hello friends. Today we have Agnelorajesh with us, and we are in Bombay shooting this amazing episode. Mumbai, yes, Mumbai. I think this is one of the things that most of my friends and a lot of people have told me. Whenever I say Mumbai, they say it's when I say Bombay, they say Mumbai, and it's Mumbai and not Bombay. So I think thanks for the correction. So I think this episode is going to be very insightful for our youngsters out there, because a lot of people who follows this channel and this podcast are a lot of youngsters, and they love to know about business. And I think there's no one better than you to explain us what journey you have gone through. I think people know you, people know what you've been into, but today we are also going to discover a lot of things that people do not know about. Okay, so I just want to start, and I want to start with our first question, that how has this journey been for you so far? You've gone through a lot of hardships, and today you're here building an empire that everyone knows about. So how has that journey been for you?
So the journey has been interesting. Whenever you start with the economically challenging background, you have to prove a point to life, you have to prove a point to the world, and you have to make a point to your friends and near and dear ones that you are here to play the real game of life, where you are not successful only for yourself or your family, but you're also nation building at the same time. So the drive was there right from the childhood, that I cannot change the scenario around me to a great extent, but I can change the scenario of my life in a big way, for which I need to contribute for my own growth. So that realization happened at a very, very young age, when I was just a school student.
Right.
That wouldn't have been possible if we wouldn't be facing financial hardships. So emotionally, psychologically, we are a very happy family, but financially, we were a very weak family financially. So we didn't have a TV, we didn't have a fridge. Today's youngsters cannot even imagine a life without a TV and a fridge and a car and a air conditioner in their house. In the whatever areas you go to, you'll still see an air conditioner, you'll see a fridge, and you'll see a television set. So I didn't have any of that privileges in my childhood, and that was a great determination of how I can get this for my family. It was always for my family, never for me to begin with. And that drive was so strong, that determination was so strong, that I changed the entire situation around me. So economically challenging background was a blessing in disguise for me, and I'm so happy and proud of it.
Amazing. Now, going back to your childhood, okay, before we move into your childhood, we want to know a little bit about your family, about your mom, about your dad. What were they into?
So it's a very interesting story. My dad is a Maharashtrian Christian from a beautiful place called Vasai, which is very close to Mumbai.
Yes.
Today it's a part of Mumbai.
It's a part of Mumbai, yes.
Today it's become a part of Mumbai thanks to the development and the growth of the city that keeps happening. And today it's a part of Mumbai. So my dad was a Marathi Christian from Vasai. I was born in Vasai, by the way. And my mom was a Hindu Tamilian Mudliyar from Chennai, from a place called Kodambakam in Chennai, the beautiful city of Chennai.
Okay. So you have the roots from the south.
I have roots from the south and from Maharashtra as well.
That is amazing. So what were they into? What were they doing?
So my dad used to work with Mahindra and Mahindra, a company that I have a lot of respect for, because we grew on the salary that they paid my dad. So I've got a lot of respects for Mahindra and Mahindra. And my mom was a teacher, but she didn't teach in schools. She went door to door teaching students, and there were a couple of students who came home. So she taught them. So all her life, she was a teacher to the people who came for tuitions, but she was a great teacher to me and my two siblings. So I'm the eldest. We are three brothers, and that she was the best teacher for us. She was the light which showed us the way of life, and whatever we are today, all three of us, is thanks to her guidance and her blessings. And she was a strict mother.
Amazing.
So that was very helpful.
And what kind of a house were you in back then? Like,
so I used to live in a chawl, and it was a very interesting house, 180 square feet. No tap in the house, no toilet in the house.
are you serious?
Yes, it is a beautiful, safe place called Malwani. For the world to be scared of, Malwani was a very notorious place. But for us, when we lived there, we found it to be, at least I found it to be the safest place on planet Earth. So Malwani it used to be called as a Tadipar area. Technically, what does the word Tadipar mean?
It's a gangster area.
The externed area. So at that point of time, even Malad was considered as a remote part of Mumbai. So whenever the gangsters were externed by the police from their local areas, they used to come in and live in this place called Malwani. So it was very infamous once upon a time. Today it's a very good place that also has developed. There are high rises there. Also, lots of people from the film industry stay there, especially the television industry. But when I was small, younger, and at that point of time, it was considered to be a very notorious place for the rest of the world. But for me, it was a lovely place to be in.
How was it for you? Like when you were staying there, how many years did you spend there?
18 years of my life.
18 years of your life. So how was your life there? Like, tell us something deep about that area, because to be very honest, me and I think a lot of us watching this episode, we have been privileged enough since childhood. As you mentioned, we have grown up with cell phones in our hand, televisions right in front of us. We do not know what hardships someone who is from an area like that has gone through. So if you can deep dive into that and explain us, that'll be great.
So my complete present is a reflection of my past. Whatever I didn't get in my childhood is the businesses that I am into. Like for example, it taught me on how small a house could be, what amenities do mean. Like people today debate about having 3 bathrooms in a 2-bedroom hall kitchen,
yes,
or 2 bathrooms in a 1-bedroom kitchen, and multiple bathrooms in a larger home. But at that point of time, we used to have 1 toilet. We used to have 4 toilets for 8 families. On an average, every family 5 people. So 40 people shared 4 toilets.
That was basically the
end of the chawl.
Okay.
And then 16 houses, 16 rooms had 1 tap.
You mean
1 tap. So for 16 families, there was 1 tap.
That was for taking a shower or
no,
whatever?
For collecting the water. And then you used to use, you had the bathing area in the room itself.
Okay.
So in that 180 square feet, there used to be 1 small corner, जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते थे मोरी. बाथरूम को हम लोग हिंदी में बोलते थे मोरी. MORI, मोरी. So that used to be, that used to have a wall up to 4 feet, and above that we had a curtain.
Okay.
For privacy. Okay. So that was the bathing area in the house. But the toilet used to be common. 4 toilets for 8 families. And the chawl had 8 families on one side of the road and 8 families on the back side of the road. We had 1 common wall in between, shared by 2 houses. So that way this used to be 2 chawls, 8 plus 8, 16 rooms. 16 rooms had 8 toilets and 1 tap.
Oh my God. And I'm sure that you were on a rent there.
No, so that was a house which my mom got it allotted from Housing Board. Those years, it was not called as Mahada, it was called as Housing Board. Okay. And you had lottery system. So my mom had won a lottery, won the house in that lottery system, and the house used to be costing 180 rupees. But the landlord was Housing Board.
Okay.
We were the tenants, but the tenancy was as good as ownership. Subsequently, we took ownership, say 20 years down the line. But that was the place that we lived in. So what a house means, what should the space be like, what is the value of a tap, what is the value of a toilet. I can write a book on that. I lived in it for 18 years. Of course, Subsequently, since I was having the corner room in the Chawl, I had space outside my house, I had space on the other side of the house, and I had space above my house. So I constructed all sides, and that is called as illegal construction because government does not permit that kind of construction. But the necessity was so strong that you didn't care, you didn't bother, and the law those years were not as strong as they are today. You try to build an extra room, the municipal corporation will come and break it.
Yeah.
But those days things were relaxed. So we used to keep building rooms after rooms. So one on the front, one on the side, one on the top. And we did that. So there were 2,500 rooms like this. 2,500 rooms like this. 180 square feet of size. And at the end of the time that we left from there, my house from 180 square feet had become 360, 180, so 200, 760, almost 1,200 square feet.
Because you constructed it.
Then we built the toilet inside the house. Then we got the tap inside the house. There used to be a fire brigade pipeline going out from the road, from outside the road, which is outside the house. So we plugged in it and we took a water connection inside. Necessity is the mother of all inventions, and you can really try and do it in your day-to-day life, and nothing to lose. So we used to be ready to take every possible risk. So it used to be so dangerously uncomfortable during the monsoon seasons. Even today I get goosebumps when it is monsoon, because in the monsoon the water from outside used to come into the house, and that water used to be the gutter water, the toilet water, all possible waters. And we three brothers, we didn't have a bed in the house. So we had only one bed. So my parents used to sleep on the bed. We wanted them to sleep on the bed, although they didn't want to, but we wanted them to sleep on the bed. And we used to sleep on the ground. So there are many nights where we three brothers have just woken up because there is water all around us.
Oh my.
And then we have spent the whole night pushing the water outside the house, but the water kept coming in. But it is human psychology, right? You can't just sit there just because the water, however much that आप कितना भी पानी बाहर फेंकोगे उतना पानी फिर से आता है, but you kept throwing it out. So you learn resilience in this kind of situations. This kind of situations make you robust. Nothing can shatter you, nothing can shake you, nothing can surprise you, because every day was a surprise in that area. Every day was a surprise in that house, and every season had its own surprise in place. When it was summer, it was so hot because we had asbestos sheets on the top. So they get real heated up. And we didn't have height. So the height was hardly 6 feet height in the outside room that we had constructed. And if you put a 1 feet ka fan, then you could not even raise your hand because your fan could cut your hand. So the value of a height in a house. So I subsequently went on to become a developer who started constructing the tallest structures in the country for villas. So we had height of 18 feet and all of that in the villas. So that gave you the craze of the height. How many bathrooms should be there? The importance of the water connection, the importance of the water storage.
You know it all.
The height of the house from the ground level so that the rainwater should not come in under any situation. So that became a part of your subconscious mind. You get programmed in that way.
Yes.
And that reflects in the work that I do today.
Yes.
So it was a very, very interesting childhood. So I was living in an area where the only currency was the currency of trust. You had to trust the other guy in the area. You had belief in that other guy in the area, and you felt protected because he was standing with you and he was like you in a similar economical challenging situation. So amongst multiple chawls, like you can say amongst 2 to 3 chawls, and each chawl having 16 rooms, aage piche, multiplied by 4. So 16 into 4 is 64. Now 64 houses would have one television or would have one fridge in their house. So occasionally they used to allow us to sit in their house and watch a TV on a Sunday, because Doordarshan used to show movies on a Sunday. You must have never seen those days because you were not born then.
No, I think I was born when there was Doordarshan. Still, we used to watch matches on Doordarshan.
Yeah,
but not back then. Absolutely.
And that was a black and white TV. Yes. Today we convert the black and white TV to. Today we try to convert the color TV to black and white for novelty purpose. But that time it was not an option. It was the only available aspect, black and white TV. And the TV used to be called as the valve system TVs. Means you switch it on and wait for 10 to 15 seconds for the screen to come on. That used to be called as valve system televisions. Today it's all instant. You click the button and it's on, full screen. Whatever is the size of the screen doesn't matter. So those were the days. And then we used to have those old radios, Murphy radios. And for the radio also there used to be a license. And for the television also there used to be a license. You need to take a license to operate those things in the house. So those were the days. I still remember my childhood very vividly. It's absolutely crystal clear in front of my eyes.
See, right now, what I see, you're talking about all of these things, right? And you are just very joyful about it. You're very happy about it.
I was joyful then also. No regrets.
That is exactly what I want to ask. Like, how were you feeling back then? Do you remember some of your feelings, what you felt? Were there days where you were like, you just got up and you regretted having a life like that? Did you go through something like that?
Not a single day ever. But every single day, there used to be one thought in my mind. My mother was a very brave lady. She sold off her gold to pay the rent of the house that we were living in at Malwani. And the rent was only 9 rupees. But it was not paid for more than 10 years. So the police was coming with the rent collectors to vacate the houses of those people who had not paid that rent. So one day before the rent collector came, my mom after school hours took me to a jewellery shop in a place called Goregaon in Mumbai and sold the Mangal Sutra and the 2 bangles that she had in front of my eyes. And I was 13 years old at that point of time. I was in school and there were tears rolling down my eyes. And my mom said that, Rajesh, remember one thing. In life, either a situation will control you or you should control every possible situation. Other than death, let there be no situation that ever controls you. That one statement is the backbone of whatever I have created till date and whatever I will be creating till my last breath. So it was a phenomenal journey. Today, when I fall back, I never had the time to regret. I never had the time to feel sad about it. And my parents did not compromise on our education. I studied in a very good school. And fortunately, those years, convent schools, I was in a convent school called St. Thomas High School in Goregaon East. So I used to catch a bus, I used to catch a train, and then I used to walk my way to the school from the Goregaon railway station, very close by. But everybody in my school was extremely well off. In those years, the parameters of being well off was living in a flat, having a tap in the house, having a toilet in the house, having a TV and having a fridge.
And you had none.
And I had none. So that was the parameter of being well off, very rich, very well settled. And some of them had a 2-wheeler in their house. So they were very, very well off.
Very, very well off.
So amongst them, we were the only boys who used to come in from a slum type of an area and study in a convent school. And my parents could afford that because in that school, after 5th standard, in the 5th standard, it was an aided school, government aided school. So 5th standard, the fees was 5 rupees. 6th standard, the fees was 6 rupees. 7th standard, the fees was 7 rupees and so on. So we could afford that kind of education. So very, very interesting days. And today when I fall back on bed and think of those memories, it brings a smile to my face. It's been a long journey. I think I've lived 7 lives in one.
you talk about your mom, like you talk about your mother, right? I want to understand how important is the role of mother in anyone's life.
She is the direction of your life. So I come from a community. So I'm a Roman Catholic, right? I'm a Maharashtrian Roman Catholic. My mom was very careful of who we become. She was very careful about that. My dad was a very hardworking man, extremely hardworking man. We just lost him 4 years back. I lost my mom in the year 2002 when I was in full bloom, but she saw my glory. We lost her then. But my mom was the guiding light of the whole family. She was the backbone for my dad. She never cribbed about the situation that she was in. She always had a smile on her face. Extremely religious. Extremely believer in all faiths. Every faith she used to go and pray. Her power was her praying, and she used to non-stop pray. The whole day she would be praying in whatever she would do. So she actually guided us on the right route. So none of us 3 brothers, we are completely teetotalers. We don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't gamble, we don't eat pan. So no habits at all. And that full credit goes to my mom. And we are today fine-tuned to live a life like that. We are fine-tuned to live a life like that. I am sure every mother is like that. Every mother is like that. But we adapted to her wishes. And I was absolutely adapting myself to whatever she suggested me to do. So my parents were a great source of energy and great source of inspiration for me because I saw them fighting the situation. They compromised on everything in their life, but they made sure that we got quality education. So they were absolutely clear in their mind. So they were ready. They would have sold their blood also to make us educated. They were so convinced about changing the fortunes of our future by educating the children. And for that, they compromised everything in life.
Do you still miss them?
I miss them every breathing moment. Every breathing moment.
I think it's great. Why I'm saying that, because I've been to your office. I've come down to your office. I've sat with you. I've seen what you have built. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people know about that, but I'm just telling you what I have felt. What story you have just told us, I cannot imagine to be a part of something like that. From there, from Malwani, from a Chawl to building something where you are today, I think it's an inspiration to all of us, like all of us. As humans, we have always thought, and I have seen a lot of people complain about that, यार मेरे mom dad इतने rich नहीं हैं, and that is why I've learned that एक ड्राइवर का बेटा ड्राइवर ही रह जाएगा, एक वॉचमैन का बेटा वॉचमैन ही रह जाएगा. आई हैव ऑलवेज हर्ड दैट, बट आई थिंक योर स्टोरी टेल्स दैट कि नहीं यार, देयर इज मोर टू लाइफ, देयर इज मोर टू व्हाट यू ड्रीम. डू यू बिलीव इन मैनिफेस्टेशन?
I am a product of manifestation. I believe in 4 strong words. One is manifestation, second is law of attraction, third is destiny, and fourth is impact. Whatever I have done all my life, right from the time that I got census in school, when I was 12 or 13, I've always manifested the life I want to live. And that is what I did. I manifested the life I wanted to live, and that's the life I'm living.
Did you know about manifestation when you were young?
No. I realized the meaning of manifestation when I was out of college. I understood what manifestation meant. And the book, The Secret, taught the world about these words. But then I suddenly started matching. Oh, this is what is called manifestation. Oh, this is what is destiny. Oh, this is what is law of attraction.
You were already doing that.
And I was already doing that at great depth.
And can you explain us? Can you make us go through that when you say you were already doing that in depth? What do you mean by that?
So, everything that I thought about came so true to my life. Like, I used to admire this man called Anand Mahindra.
Okay.
Because my dad worked for Mahindra and Mahindra. And my dad used to say that he's learning the ropes of the business by working on the shop floor at Mahindra and Mahindra. So I used to hear about him. And in 1999, I met him for the first time.
You met him?
I met him for the first time. And I always wished that someday I will meet Anand Mahindra. I not only met him for the first time in 1999, but we are very good friends today.
What are you saying?
Yes.
That is...
And when I call him Mr. Anand Mahindra, he says not to call me Mr. Anand Mahindra, call me Anand. So that is his humility. That's how humble he is. So it's a great journey. And this way, whatever I envisioned has happened. Whether it is a house, whether it is a travel trip, whether it is a vehicle, whether whatever I have imagined, whatever I have manifested, I have done it. So I greatly believe in this word manifestation. And I will tell people that you have to manifest. They need to be tall manifestations. And along the journey of life, you need to earn relationships which will, due to the power of law of attraction, come into your life, and they will help you to achieve what you want to achieve, and they will change the destiny that you are destined to live. But most importantly, you need to keep one thing in mind, that the impact should not be only in your life. You need to be impactful enough to create an impact in the life of people around you. And if you do that, the law of attraction works like magic. I have to just think what I want to achieve, and it happens. It needs to be in proportion of my capabilities and my daring. It cannot be disproportionate.
Right.
It has to be in proportion with what I'm capable of
and what you're already doing
and what I can dare to do. Life is all about daring. So one of the biggest lessons that I've learned from Malwani is dare to think big and never have a fear of loss. I had nothing to lose. So that daring came from that place called Malwani. Because we were at the bottom. There was nothing lower than that. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? What could go?
And the people over there are a big support.
They are?
They're a huge support. So even if I go to Malwani today, at least 200 people will collect around me. Out of pride, out of admiration, out of happiness, I have grown in front of them. And even today they feel so happy about it. They feel so proud about it. So this is what you earn. And that's a power. So what is power? Power is the number of people behind you. Money is never the power. And that can be taught to you only by a place like Malwani and the people of Malwani or the type of people who live in Malwani. They are good people, great people, dependable people, bold people. Unconditionally they will stand with you. So that is what Malwani gave me. So the childhood plays a very important role in your present and the future.
Did you have friends from Malwani like back then?
Back then, even today.
You have the same friends even today?
I still have those friends today.
And what are these friends doing right now?
So they are also doing pretty well for themselves. Malwani has transformed. It has changed. A very dear friend of mine, a very admirable personality. He is famous not only in Mumbai, not only in Maharashtra, but across the country and across the world. He is a gentleman by the name of Mr. Aslam Sheikh. He had been a minister, a phenomenal gentleman. He also happens to be from Malwani. He serves that place from his father's time. His father used to be a corporator for multiple times, and he's been a corporator multiple times. He has been an MLA for multiple times, and he has also been a minister for multiple ministries when he was a minister.
Amazing.
So we are still in touch. When I request him, when I invite him for Christmas, he comes home. When we meet each other anywhere else, we hug like long lost brothers. So similarly, there are other people from Malwani who have really been doing very well for themselves, and today Malwani is completely transformed.
That is great to know. Let's dive into your early days. I read an article. I have read few articles about you where the article mentioned that you started your first job at the age of 13. Tell us about that.
So I used to work in a bindi factory, and
what is it? Bindi as in the
ladies,
bindi.
they wear a bindi on their forehead. So those bindis had to be stuck onto a paper.
Yes.
In a packet.
Yeah.
And the lady used to buy those packets. So I used to stick the bindis on those packets. So there used to be a word called Crores. That is not taught in any school or any college or any Harvard or School of Economics, London School of Economics. One Crores is 144 packets. That is called as one Crores. And I used to pack that. And I used to earn 3 rupee 50 paise per week. So my income per month used to be 14 rupees. And that was a lot of money then. 1982, 83, 84. That used to be a lot of money. Because a sandwich used to cost 20 paise. Vada pav used to cost 15 paise. So that was a good amount of money for us at that point of time. So since the age of 13, financially I became independent. And since then I started working. And I've enjoyed working. So I've done all sorts of jobs. I've worked in a bindi factory. I've done the job of tuitions. When I was in the 10th standard, I used to teach 9th standard. When I was in the 11th standard, I used to teach 10th standard. When I was in the 12th standard, I used to teach 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. So I used to give tuitions. After 12th standard, I started going door to door selling cosmetics, Venky's chicken, perfumes, freezer mats, clothes, door to door, ringing doorbells. And that was my MBA. So very interesting working journey till I became a graduate in 1993. So 1982-83 to 1993.
10 years.
11 years. I did petty jobs and started building a formal career after my graduation when I started computer education.
Where did you graduate from?
I graduated from a college called Dalmia College. It's in Sundarnagar, Malad, but it's the boundary of Malad and Goregaon.
Okay.
So Dalmia College, and fortunate enough to be in a college which was full of entrepreneurs, because majority of the people were Gujaratis and Marwadis, and that's your learning hub for business. So I had a very interesting group of friends. We were 9 of us in college, 3 girls and 6 boys, and we had a very interesting time in college as well. But I was always an outstanding student because I was working even during my college days. So hardly attending college, but making sure that
you do not miss on the.
I do a job on the side and earn money out of it.
What was the job you were doing when you were in college?
Tuitions. I used to give tuitions Then I used to. So for a day, I've also worked at Hotel Sea Princess.
You have.
I have worked for one day. It was a marriage, and that was a casual labor where they call you when there is a big event.
Right.
And I earned 35 rupees that day.
And
So-
what was the job?
Clearing tables, bringing the food on the table, clearing it, mopping the table. So I did that for a day. I did it with a friend of mine from school, and that 35 rupees. But then I didn't like the way they used to talk to us, the managers and the
managers.
supervising staff. So I didn't do that again, but I did that for one day. And that was Ramesh Prabhu's son's marriage. Ramesh Prabhu was a mayor of Mumbai, Mr. Ramesh Prabhu. He used to live in Villeparle East. Coincidentally, I met his children also subsequently. The gentleman whose marriage I was working as a casual labor.
You met him later.
I met him later. So life is a full circle.
But I want to understand one thing. You've done all kind of jobs. Okay. How do you've done a job that again people like us would not even think of as of today. How do you get the courage to do something like that?
So there used to be my friend's father who used to say a very nice dialogue in Hindi. He used to say, जिसने की शर्म उसके फूटे करम और जिसने की बेशर्माई उसको मिली दूध मलाई. I've heard that in my 8th, I've heard that in my 9th, I've heard that in my 10th and my 11th also from him. So I realized one thing, if I will feel shy, I will lose on opportunities. अगर बेशर्म बन जाऊंगा तो क्या होगा? चोरी तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, डाका तो नहीं डाल रहा हूँ, मेहनत ही कर रहा हूँ ना. Why to feel shy? So I used to go door to door selling clothes. And one of my aunties, that is my uncle's wife, my dad's brother's wife in Vasai, one day she told me when I had gone to visit them in Vasai that your father is working for Mahindra and Mahindra. He was working in the EDP department, Electronic Data Processing Department. And that time his salary was 3,200 rupees. Not great deal, but good amount.
Good amount.
So she told me, your dad works for such a big company. Don't you feel ashamed to go door to door selling clothes and all of that? Because I did that in Vasai also. I went there also to rich people's houses and I sold them clothes, which I was selling. Pant pieces, suit pieces and shirt pieces. So she asked me, don't you feel ashamed about this? I said, no, auntie. So her son is elder to me. So I asked her that how much does your son earn? And he was earning some 1,500 or 1,800 rupees. And I asked her, how much does your husband earn? So her husband was earning around 3,500-4,000 rupees because he was also employed. I said, my last month I earned 13,000 rupees. She got shocked. She started looking at me. I said, it's a shameful activity for you, but I'm having a lot of joy in earning this kind of money. It's 4 times my father's salary. And I'm happy and proud about it. I don't feel shy. ऐसे मैं बेशर्म हूँ, मुझे नहीं फर्क पड़ता. कोई मेरे मुंह पे दरवाजा बैंग कर दे, गाली दे, कुछ भी चलेगा. As long as I'm doing the right thing, what is the harm? So that kept me going. But that one dialogue psychologically played on my mind. It plays on my mind now also. So I don't feel shy. I don't feel scared.
Are you still shameless with work?
I'm absolutely shameless with work. Absolutely shameless. I don't care what the other person feels. I have not borrowed money from anybody. Ever. Ever. I had borrowed money from 2 friends in 1993. One was 5,000, one was 25,000. That was my first and last borrowing. After that, I've always borrowed from the banks and repaid them before time. But otherwise, I've never borrowed. I do a lot of investments today, but that is my own money. I don't raise funds. It is my own money. So I have my own term that I live by. So I don't feel ashamed about anything. And I'm blunt and I'm frank. I don't beat around the bush. So a situation makes you like this. Why should I do anything that doesn't make me comfortable? So I don't compromise on my policies, my philosophies and my thought processes. Never do I compromise. My simple formula of life is simple. If there is something that I want to do, I will ask myself 100 times. In that 100 times, if the answer is yes 99 times, and if it is no only once, I will not do it.
You will not do it.
I will not do it. If I want to do something new, if I want to do something experimental, I will ask myself 100 times. It has to be a yes all 100 times. Otherwise, I will not do it. But my processing is super fast. So So it is not that I will ask 100 times over 100 minutes. That will happen in a minute's time. It's just a process in my mind. And then when you do it so many times, you have actually mastered that art. But I don't compromise. I don't decide on greed. I decide on need. And that is never compromised. So no casualties. And I take ownership of all the decisions that I take.
That is great.
Never regret, never blame anybody. It's my decision and I'll live by it. It's a recent experience of how I don't feel shameful at all. So I've invested in a agarbatti brand called Sugandh Lok. So a builder friend of mine, he met me. So I gifted him a box. So he told me, Rajesh, what is your stature? Are you going to sell agarbattis? I said, buddy, what was your last year's turnover? So he told me 650 crores. And what is your bank liability? He told me 850 crores. I said, I sold 50 lakhs ka agarbattis in the last month. By December, we will be selling 1.5 crore to 2 crores ka agarbatti per month. Zero liability. Positive cash flow. PAT every month. So, no business is small. Don't judge me by the product I'm selling. Judge me by the value that I'm creating. And he kept quiet. He totally kept quiet. So, I don't care what the people will think about the businesses that I'm involved with. I'm talking to a sanitary napkin brand.
Okay.
I might invest in them. If somebody is going to pull a joke on me, I will give him back. I'm very prompt in giving back. So his face became small when he told me that. Agarbatti hai, so what? But I sell the Rolls Royce of agarbatti. Sugandh Lok is a Rolls Royce of the agarbatti segment. So whatever business I do today, it has to be the top in the class. It has to be top in that category. Then the product doesn't matter. So the childhood experiences make you bold. So whether it is streets, so like in my 10th standard farewell party, I was in a good school. So everybody came with you. It's a joy to wear something which is not your uniform, right? In schools, it was very strict. You wear uniforms.
The casuals.
So for the farewell party, I didn't have money to buy new clothes. So I went to Malad station, and on the bridge they used to sell reconditioned clothes. So what is the reconditioned clothing? In those years, in my childhood, there used to be people coming home and they used to give vessels against old clothes. And then those old clothes used to get reconditioned and they used to be sold. That was their business model. So I had bought a sky blue color reconditioned trouser for 22 rupees and a 35 rupees shirt from Fashion Street at Churchgate and a 30 rupees duplicate Reebok shoes. So my complete outfit was below 100 rupees. And that too exhausted my budget. So I was the only guy in the whole school where everybody was so well dressed. And I was in a duplicate Reebok shoes, in a roadside shirt that I had bought, which were called as sale surplus. They used to sell it on the streets. Sale surplus has some defects because of which they get rejected, and that rejected stock gets sold on the streets. At Fort, there is a street called Fashion Street. From there I bought it. And the 22 rupees ka sky blue ka trousers. That trousers didn't have pockets also. It didn't have front pockets also. It didn't have back pockets also. But 22 rupees is what I could afford. So I bought that. That was my outfit on the 10th standard farewell party in 1988. And I didn't feel ashamed about it. I bought what I did afford that time. And today also I buy what I afford today. And God has been kind.
That is great.
So absolutely बेशरम नहीं बनोगे तो टिक नहीं पाओगे.
But were people judging you when you wore that outfit at the farewell party?
Not those times. They used to admire and appreciate that. These times, sometimes people comment, like the friend of mine who commented on the agarbatti business that I have started. When he understood the scale, he was stunned. And when I told him the scale of the business, partner of mine in that agarbatti business, he shut up. Because that company is a huge company, 80-year-old legacy, exports to 45 countries, is a market leader in more than 16, 17 countries. And this is one of their brand in which we have partnered together. So whether it is agarbatti, whether it is a sanitary napkin, whether it is perfumes, whether it is essential oils, doesn't matter. A business is a business. These are great businesses where I can build valuations which can surpass anybody's expectations. So I'm not ashamed of the businesses that I do. They are legitimate. They have to be worked hard for. And you really need to use your brains to become successful. As long as these parameters are met, I'm open for the business.
That is great. Now, before we move into the business segment, I want to understand more around business. And I'm sure a lot of people want to understand that. I want to ask you a last question about your life. Have you ever felt insecure about yourself?
Never. Insecurity makes me stronger. Every obstacle in my life has become an opportunity. So like when the twin blast took place, I was running computer education center, St. Angelo's Computers Limited. We were doing very, very well. Very, very well. We were one of the largest brands in the city of Mumbai. And when the twin towers were attacked, I saw it live on the TV. In the sense, the recording, not live, the recording. I saw it. And I said, this is going to hurt us. This is really going to hurt us.
Hurt the business.
The business. Because every student was taking education with the intent of going to US as an employee. So that perception value was being damaged by this happening because US cut down on the entire intake of IT students for some time. So my classes were getting empty. For example, if one outlet of mine was doing 50 admissions, we dropped down to as low as 5 to 6 admissions a month.
Because of the blast.
Because of the twin blast. And because of the uncertainty that was looming around. Every institute was hit hard. I came to my door-to-door sales ka experience and I started going door-to-door taking admissions from parents.
Again.
And then I trained my team to start doing that.
Are you serious?
We are the first education company in India who went door-to-door counseling parents to enroll their children to the courses that we were operating. The fortunate part was we were the only company in the city of Mumbai which was teaching every aspect of IT under one classroom. So we were training people on software, hardware, networking and multimedia. The classes were either teaching software or hardware or multimedia. We were training all three. So my software education part took a big hit. But it gave rise to my graphics and animation courses and my hardware and networking courses.
So you gave graphic and animation courses as well?
Yes, graphics and animation courses as well. So we went door to door counseling and suddenly we were again loaded with students. We arrived to the same numbers again. But one evening, when this attack took place, one evening I sat with my wife and I made a list of what all we have to sell to sustain the business. We didn't remove a single employee. We didn't close down a single class. A lot of companies closed down. A lot of computer education companies closed down in that 3 to 6 months period when business went totally low. So we made a list of the items that we could sell. So it was gold, it was cars, and then it was real estate. I had bought some real estate by then. Fortunately, we had to sell nothing. So it made us more robust. So every situation like this made us robust. So that insecurity never came up. That insecurity actually strengthens me. This is not a philosophical talk. This is my life's reality. So anybody watching this activity, if they come to know any of my friends who know me well, they can get that re-verified with them. So this is not content for the show. This is the reality of my life.
And I think the whole idea of this episode is also that we want to know about your reality.
Absolutely.
Right. And the questions I've asked you, I'm sure people know about your business side, people know about who you are, but there are few things that I personally wanted to know and I'm glad you answered them. Let's dive into your business part. Okay. I want to definitely get a lot of tips sitting right in front of you about businesses because I'm someone who wants to build something like that, right? So you are a strategic investor in a different segment of businesses. So can you tell us what all different sectors you have already invested in? One, what is the plan that you're looking forward to in the future?
So I was into computer education in a very, very big way. We did that for 27 years of my life. We wound up in 2018 because by 2011-12, students were already started learning computers in their schools and colleges. So nobody wanted to come to classes. Right. So we wound up in 2018. But 2004 onwards, I had become a real estate developer. So I do real estate development. I'm into restaurants. I have multiple brands. One of my most popular brand is Sante Spa Cuisine.
Yes.
We are in 4 cities, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai and Ahmedabad. Apart from that, we have invested into a lot of D2C companies. So we are into a snacking company called Patil Kaki. We are into a agarbatti brand called Sugan Lok. We are into a athleisure wear called Bod Active. So these are all multiple ventures. Apart from that, we have done investments in multiple other businesses, not D2C, but other businesses also. Real estate construction is something which is my very big size activity, big ticket size activity. So that is what I have done. I have done a lot of real estate development in Mumbai, Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore, Hyderabad and Dubai. So all these places we have got a lot of real estate exposure. So now my focus of real estate development is only in Mumbai. But I do a lot of investments into D2C brands.
Right.
My objective now is to invest in as many companies as possible and build those companies up and take them to IPO. So I want to do 100 companies in the next 3 to 5 years time. That's the goal.
Amazing. I'm sure there are a lot of entrepreneurs watching this episode and they've been running their D2C brands as well. So can you make us understand the strategy and what you are looking forward to from a founder like that?
So founders who are doing a monthly revenue of 10 to 50 lakhs a month, I would love to invest in them once I see merit in their product. All the systems are up and running. They are fully compliant on all aspects. In D2C, so the future of India is D2C. Because of the large population, 1.5 billion people is a huge market. Our infrastructure is today robust. The online payment gateways, Shiprocket kind of deliveries, Razorpay kind of payment gateways, plus your logistics has become so strong. The road network, the rail network, the air network has become robust. So that can be leveraged for D2C. The market is huge. Social media is penetrating like crazy. So people see products and they order products from all parts of the country. So D2C is going to be a great vertical for the coming couple of decades. So I'm investing in D2C. Now every D2C business has a back end and has a front end. The back end is product, inventory and content for explaining that product. The front end is the advertising, the marketing and the customer acquisition. Now D2C businesses are generally, I call them as customer funded businesses in a way, because the customer pays you first and then he gets the delivery of his product. So it's advance paid. It is not like general trade or modern trade where you have to give your goods on credit and then the money comes later on after a few weeks or few months. So that is one big advantage of D2C. But the front end is a very expensive process. It's a game of customer acquisition process. Now we have mastered that process and that is a risky part of the business. Unsold inventory also has a value, but an ad which has not given you results is a lost ad. The money is gone forever. You get me? So we collaborated in such a way. I don't cut the check and put it in the bank account of the founder. Right. I fund the entire customer acquisition process and no cap on that. There are milestones and benchmarks to be achieved and the funding can be constant, perpetual in nature so that we can keep on ballooning the turnover, increasing the volume, increasing the profit after taxes and take the company to the stock market. That is the objective now. Right. So I invest in the advertising, marketing and customer acquisition cost, which is the biggest pain point
for every business,
for every D2C founder, So what does a D2C founder do? He will raise money and he will deploy it majorly for customer acquisition process. Now his expertise and my expertise has got a Jamin Asman ka difference. Because for me, every media is bulk buying. We get facilities. We have infrastructure in place. We have got a lot of free media to our disposal. So we leverage all of that and make the business go more powerful. The relationships that we can bring on board, that founder can never even imagine in his wildest dreams. So those kind of resources are brought to the table. So it is not only, so as a strategic investor will not only cut a check or invest in the business for customer acquisition, but he will bring his experience,
Absolutely.
he will bring his resources, and he will bring his ecosystem to the table. All of this makes the ROAS higher, that is return on ad spend, and your customer acquisition cost lower. So the business becomes more profitable. Because when you create volume of sales, automatically your backend also starts profiting more. His responsibility is only to manage the inventory and the content for that product.
For that product.
So it becomes very easy for him to manage that show. So by doing this, the more you advertise, जितना दिखोगे उतना बिकोगे, जितना अच्छा दिखोगे उतना अच्छा बिकोगे, जितना अच्छा दिखोगे उतना अच्छा valuation बनेगा. And that is what we primarily do. So the value of that equity also skyrockets. I love to tell this to people. It is better to own 10% of a watermelon than owning the 100% of a grape. So equity is valuable only if the business grows. Otherwise, it is just a number
Just
in
a
your
term,
mind that
yeah.
I am having 100%
Yeah,
equity.
yeah.
What will you do of that equity? Lots of people wound up many times, or lots of people wind up even after getting funded. In fact, the more number of companies there are more number of companies
which are
getting
funded.
wound up which are funded
Yes.
than the companies which are bootstrapped.
And why is that? Why do you think that is happening?
That is happening because the founders take a lot of rash decisions in terms of ad spends, in terms of infrastructure investments, in terms of inventory management, in terms of lifestyle that they want to live. Shareholders' money is not profit. Shareholders' money is a responsibility. It has to multiply in value and go back. Not everybody is bad. There are founders who have given 20x and 30x of the capital invested. There are such founders also. But those are minuscule. You can count them on your fingertips. But there are a lot more who have actually washed out the money invested by the shareholders by taking very liberal decisions, immature decisions, and trying to live a comfortable lifestyle before profits have started happening. So that is the only reason that this is happening. But now the new way of investing, where strategic investors come and take responsibility for growth along with the power to invest money, this is the new era. And my suggestion to every founder is, you cannot hire a person like me, or you cannot hire a person who is bigger than me many more times. They can work for you only if they are equity holders.
Equity holders, absolutely.
So that is the
200%.
best route, right? That is the best route.
Absolutely.
So how do you hire somebody that you admire but who is 100 times bigger than you? How do you hire him? You make him an equity holder. Either you give him advisory shares, or you give him sweat equity, or you take an investment from him and make him work with you. Automatically you have got him free of cost. And he is as concerned of the business that you are.
Right.
So this is the formula that founders should apply.
So this strategy that you're talking about, do you apply this across all your businesses?
This is what I apply to all my businesses. Today I apply to all my businesses. Even in real estate development, I'm an investor developer now.
Right.
I know the business to the back of my hand. I've been doing this for the last 24 years. So I can't be taken for a ride. But at the same time, I ring fence the developer from any potential challenges of the project in terms of approvals, in terms of sales, in terms of contracting, in terms of pricing for the contracting, in terms of negotiations, in terms of planning, in terms of market feedback. All of these aspects I support that developer to effectively implement it. So I've become an investor developer now.
Investor developer. Now, when you talk about these D2C products, say for all the founders, what kind of products are you looking for? Say if a founder watching this episode wants to come to you, wants to speak to you about this investment, what kind of products are you looking forward to?
I'm sector agnostic, but what I'm looking out for is nutraceuticals is a great sector, clothing is a great sector, but these are all value based. They need to have good value for the end user, and any product which can help the productivity of a person is a good product. I'm also into fragrances in a big way. So fragrances is a great category again, because any habit cultivating product is a great valuation product. Any repeat buying product is a great valuation product. So habit based businesses also I'm very, very interested. We are also converting Sante Spa Cuisine, that is my brand of restaurants. We are also converting that into Sante at Home. So within a week's time, we will launch a concept called Sante at Home. So food can come to you, not the Zomato and the Swiggy way only, but it will come to you in a form of a hamper. Then we can do grazing tables at your residence. We can sell you cakes, cookies, breads,
Right.
all of that stuff, because we produce everything that we serve at our restaurant. So we have got a great bakery also. So all those products will now be retailed, and very shortly in 2027 we will come with packaged products also with the name of Sante. For Sante.
Now tell us about this business of Sante, because you've been into real estate development, you've been into more D2C kind of products. Sante is a very different business, I think, that you are a part of. How did that idea come into how did that idea come into the picture?
So my daughter is a pure vegetarian, and during the pandemic she wanted to go to a friend's restaurant, and I never go to restaurants because there is waiting and I don't enjoy waiting. In Bandra West, every restaurant has waiting. That is the power of Bandra West. I think most fertile place in the whole country is Bandra West. Every restaurant is overcrowded. So I told my daughter that when the restrictions opened up with restricted operation timings, restaurants were full. So my daughter wanted to go for a meal to a restaurant. I said, but I'm not going to the restaurant. There is always a crowd there. So she told me, but that restaurant belongs to your friend, so you can call him up. I said, if the restaurant is full, what will he do? Even if I call him up, he is not going to make some customers come out and make us sit inside. So she told me that you are an optimistic person. How are you processing negative thoughts sitting at home? Let us go and try at least. I said, valid point. Let's go. So we went there, and there was a waiting of 45 minutes. So I told my daughter that let's go to Taj Lands End, and because 5-star hotels, the restaurants always are available.
Are available.
You'll always get a seat there. So we'll go and eat there. So she frowned and she was not very happy about it. So I told her in the car itself, now let us do one thing. We will open up our own restaurant. From there it started.
That is where how the conversation started.
That is how now this happened on the 4th of December 2020. Okay. 6th of December a friend of mine meets me and he tells me that if you want to start a restaurant chain, there is a fantastic person that I know. She operates a fantastic brand called Sante Spa Cuisine in Pune. I go there almost every day. If you're doing a restaurant, it should be a novelty. It should not be the run of the mill. It has to have some classification which is different from what's available in the market. So I said, okay, call her up. So she called him up. That was 6th of December. 8th of December, she was traveling from Ahmedabad to Mumbai. Flights were not there from Pune to Ahmedabad those times because there was restriction on the flights also. So she had to land in Mumbai and travel by road to Pune. So 8th of December, she met me. 10th of December, I visited Sante. So just imagine.
The Pune branch.
The Pune branch. So 4th December to 10th December, I was already in Sante in a span of 6 days. And in another 1.5 months, we decided to work together and the rest is history. So this is the power of manifestation.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
There must be 1,000 such examples in my life. These are just some broad ones that I'm just discussing because you brought up the topic of the restaurant. So it's an accidental decision which has worked in our favor, and today we are proud co-associates of a beautiful brand like Sante Spa Cuisine.
And how many branches do you have across India?
So we have got 2 branches in Mumbai, 3 in Pune, so that is 5, 1 in Chennai, 6, 1 in Ahmedabad, that's 7.
And are you planning to expand that as well more?
We'll be expanding more in Mumbai and in Pune to begin with. It's service industry. So we want to focus more on the locations where we can reach geographically comfortably. And since my founding partner, Sonal Barmecha, she lives in Pune. So we want to take the geographic advantage between Mumbai and Pune.
Absolutely.
So in Mumbai, we would in the peak have around 7 to 8 outlets. And in Pune, we are already 3. So we might add 1 or 2 more in the future. But that's the plan.
Right. Can you give us some tips to all the people watching this episode again who wants to start a restaurant business again, who wants to get into F&B? What are some best tips that you can give all of them?
Location is very important. The team is extraordinarily important because it's a service business. In service business, you have to have people who are well trained. Not only having good people. Good people is one part of the game. Everybody wants good people. But after getting those people, you really need to train them, and then you have to retain them, because retention is also a big challenge. The F&B industry in the country is multiplying. It is just exploding. Everybody wants to be a restaurant owner. and it's a very powerful social currency. And a restaurant also has a back end and a front end. You need to have a mastery on both. The back end is the kitchen and the front end is the service area where they interact with the customers. So you really need to keep good people and keep them trained. All the time they need to be trained. And it's an ongoing process. Training cannot be a one-off process. It has to be a continuous process. Plus, you need to have the mastery of the menu. You have to attract the people by giving something different. It cannot be the same idli vada sambar, or it cannot be the same chicken tikka masala and chicken biryani or a paneer biryani. Those are all common dishes which are being given by too many people. The novelty of Sante is 70 to 80% of the food that you will ever eat in Sante is invented by Sante. You will not get that in any restaurant. We don't use any colors, we don't use any flavors, additives, preservatives. Nothing artificial gets used in a Sante. Nothing artificial. We don't use refined sugar, we don't use refined salt. It is food in the purest form. The flavors are created by Chef Shailendra Kekade by combining the ingredients together. No food is pre-cooked in Sante. Everything gets cooked when you place the order. That's why in Sante the food will always be delay served, and all our customers know that. So they will never crib
and they're
about
okay
it.
with that.
They'll never crib about it, because today people know eating the right food is critically important, and especially when the food is right, healthy for your body and still tasty to your tongue. Why will they not wait? So it's a value-based restaurant where it is humongous value for the consumer's health as well, apart from doing good sales.
Is it only vegetarian or is it vegan as well?
It is pure vegetarian with multiple vegan options.
Multiple vegan.
That's the reason the customers for Sante, for us, it's a community. So if there is a Sante customer, whichever city he will go to, he will try to search whether that city has a Sante.
Sante or not.
And there are people who know where we are. So when they visit those cities, they will make it a point to go to that Sante. Like for example, I remember once in France, I wanted to eat South Indian. Okay. I googled and I saw Sarvana Bhavan. My bill would have been some 18 euros. It is euros, right? In Europe, euros. Yeah. And bill would have been 18 euros. And the taxi fare that I paid was 40 euros. But I still went and had there. Similarly, when we opened the Sante BKC branch in Mumbai, the first customer, we always keep the first customer's money perpetually. We don't touch it.
In all the outlets?
All the outlets. The first customer for Sante BKC was a customer who was from Ahmedabad. So she came, she ate there.
She already knew about the new opening of the place.
No, she was staying in Trident. We are just opposite Trident. When she saw Sante there, she didn't eat in Trident. She came and ate at Sante. And she was the first customer. So we took the money and we have kept the money with us.
That is very sweet.
So that is community building. For every entrepreneur, we need to not have a customer base. We need to have a community in place where there is trust between us. Now that trust drives economics today. It drives commerce today.
What I've also heard in businesses like this, whenever you are trying to expand to different cities or more outlets, replicating the same menu and same taste in every outlet becomes very difficult. So how do you exactly manage that?
So that is a credit that goes to our chief chef, Shailendra Kekade. He's there from day zero.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's the backbone of the menu. So Sonal Barmecha, the founder, she will define the new upcoming dishes, but he will implement it. He'll execute it. And he's a magician with food. So he does an amazing job with the menu. Amazing job with the menu.
So does he train all the different chefs from different outlets?
All the time. There are regular trips where he comes to the restaurants, multiple restaurants, and people are trained on that menu. And that menu will go to the customer only once it is fine-tuned. And that doesn't happen in the first attempt. It takes multiple attempts. But only when it is perfected, that food will go to the table of a customer. Otherwise it won't. And we have got a very long menu, but we keep the customer interested because we keep creating new dishes all the time. And we have seasons, like we have a summer menu, we have got a winter menu, we have a festival menu, we have a monsoon menu. So Sante customers, which is a community, like I said, they keep coming back to us because they knew there will be a new offering. They know all the time that there will be a new offering.
something new.
So you have to be innovative in the business that you do.
Now, in an industry like this, there's a lot of poaching that happens, right? So, when you talk about this person, your head chef, the person who is the main brain and the man behind all your dishes, say tomorrow, if someone poaches him and says, okay, you come with us, how do you think as a business owner and as a brand, would you be able to ask him to be at your restaurant and not go somewhere else? How do you make sure of that?
The power of relationship. The relationship of the chef is so deep with the brand and the founder that it is impossible to poach him. Just not possible.
And you know that for a fact.
It is a reality more than a fact. It is a reality. So there is trust, there is confidence, and there is pride. Not only in the brand, but also in that relationship. And we give him all that due credit because that is his talent for what Sante is today. So it's a great team between the founder and the chef. And they are the pillars of the organization. They are absolute pillars of the organization.
Make us understand this as well. At that level, money does not become your major concern, right? For chefs like that, it's not about the money. It's about the relationship. Say tomorrow, even someone is paying the person higher, they don't care about that.
They don't care about that. That must have happened 100 times.
It has?
Because he is a phenomenal chef. That would have happened 100 times. But he wouldn't move. Because of the trust, the respect, the relationship, the bonding, the pride of the brand. These are elements which matter. These are way beyond money. These are way beyond money.
Say in a business like this and overall, if you have to give 3 important tips about what are the top 3 important things that every founder should remember, what would that be?
Trust, relationship, and respect. Undoubtedly uncompromisable. That is very important. It surpasses money anytime. But at the same time, you also need to keep giving them growth.
Absolutely.
But that becomes a part of your responsibility as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. So I think that's great.
So I have just come from a meeting.
Okay.
There was this gentleman who's well placed today, but he was on a job once upon a time. With a big company. And he got used to that kind of a lifestyle where his salary was 15 lakhs a month. It was a high profile job. He was the CEO of a very well known company. Then he lost that job. And today he is not able to earn that kind of money in the business that he does. He fluctuates from 5 to 10 lakhs. So he has lost his stability. So longevity helps both sides. But you really need to keep giving growth.
From a business
point of view.
Great. Now, when we talk about all of these things, okay, there is one important thing that we also want to cover. That is, you've written multiple books, right? There's a book called Earned, and I'm understanding there are more books that are about to get launched. Tell us about what Earned is about, because first of all, the word earned, it directly reflects, I think, what you've done in your life. It's nothing related to something else. I think it speaks about who you are, what you've built. So tell us something about that book.
It's a beautiful book. I will recommend everybody to read it, not because I have written it, but it is from my heart and it is so practical that it will be an eye-opener. Even after writing it, when I read it, I get stunned. So the copies are coming day after tomorrow. That is on Wednesday. I'll be sending you a signed copy. So it's a beautiful book. The word earned means, when it say earn, it does not necessarily mean only money. So when I say earn, it is earning trust, it is earning a relationship, and it is earning respect.
The top 3 things that you mentioned.
The top 3 things that I just mentioned. And it is beautifully explained in this 246 pages book. So just imagine, I have elaborated the word earned into 246 pages. So there is a lot of content. So E stands for earning trust. A stands for amplifying that trust that you have earned from the people so that more people can join the relationship and make it a community. EAR stands for relatability, on how you can relate with the people that you are collecting because of earning trust and then amplifying that trust. And N is nurturing relationships, on how you can make sure that the legacy continues. The legacy of trust, respect and relationship continues forever. Because nurturing a relationship is critically important, and it's a homeopathic treatment. It doesn't happen in 1 hour or a few minutes or a few days. It has to be continuous. It's a process. So I have broken that down beautifully and I have explained it in the whole book. It's called Earned. So that is my 4th book. I have written 3 books before this. I have written a book called Obstacles to Opportunities. And again from my life experiences. It's a beautiful book where I have mentioned how an obstacle can be translated or converted to an opportunity, or an obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. So that is one book. The second book that I have written is The Entrepreneur's Compass, Navigating Your Way to Success. The name of the book is The Entrepreneur's Compass, Navigating Your Way to Success. That is the second book. Both these books are published by the Times of India. The third book is an Amazon book. It's called 50 Life Mantras. I wrote this during the pandemic.
50 life mantras.
50 Life Mantras. I wrote it during the pandemic and published it on Amazon. The 4th book is Earned. So that is going to be launched day after tomorrow. That is Wednesday. I think today is 27th.
Today is 27th.
Yeah. So 29th of this month, July, the book will come. The print copies will come. And I'm writing 3 more books. They are in the pipeline, almost on the verge of completing. The next book is Capital Beyond Funding. So that is specially for those people who are into the D2C businesses.
Right.
So the name of the book is Capital Beyond Funding, which means getting a check is not everything. You should get experience of the investor, his experience, his ecosystem and his resources.
That becomes the capital for them.
That becomes the capital for them. So that is Capital Beyond Funding. The other book is Think Like Shivaji Maharaj. So my hero has been Shivaji Maharaj.
Oh yes.
All the strategies that I have ever implemented in business is a strategic game. You really need to play it right. So all the strategies that I have implemented in my life till date, until my last breath, will be the strategies that I have learned from reading about Shivaji Maharaj the Great. So Think Like Shivaji Maharaj. Again, it's a beautiful book on how I have correlated the actions and the decisions that he has taken with the life of an entrepreneur.
Amazing.
And the 4th book I am writing is with a very dear friend. She's an IAS officer. Her name is Nidhi Chaudhary. Phenomenal personality. Absolutely hands-on. She is a very good painter, apart from being a very efficient IAS officer. And she also is a very good poet. And she loves to write. And her knowledge on Ramayana and Mahabharata is phenomenal. Her knowledge on many subjects is phenomenal, but on Ramayana and Mahabharata especially. So we are co-authoring a book called Mahabharat Mantras.
And what is it about?
It's going to be the lessons of Mahabharata applied to modern business.
Okay, everything is related to business.
Only business. I'm a hardcore entrepreneur. Whatever I do in my life is all about entrepreneurship and for entrepreneurs. So these are the 3 books in the pipeline. Hopefully, all 3 will be released in this year itself.
Amazing.
And I have taken a personal decision to write minimum of 1 book every year.
And why is that?
It's give back of my experiences to the society. The society has made who I am. So why not give it back in form of thoughts which are published in a book and converted to some videos. So it's just leaving back a legacy.
Tell us a little bit about the book Shivaji Maharaj. Okay. Tell us, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who admire him. Okay. And I think have you built your life with the lessons Shivaji Maharaj has also taught you?
Absolutely bang on. Exactly replicate.
Can you tell us something?
Okay, sure.
Tell us something about it.
So one good thing about Shivaji Maharaj was he never cribbed about resources. He made the best use of whatever was available. He didn't say कि मेरे पास अगर 1 लाख लोग रहते तो मैं ऐसा करता, 2 लाख लोग रहते तो मैं वैसा करता. He is the only man in the world who has attacked armies of 1 lakh strong with an army of 5,000 people by his side. When he took the oath for Swarajya, independence, at Raireshwar temple, he was with handful of people. When he captured the first fort, Torna fort, he was hardly with few people with him. It was the daring that he had and the vision that he believed in which made him who he was. And even today, a great country like United States of America could not defeat Vietnam for decades only because of one thing. The Vietnamese people followed the warfare strategies of Shivaji Maharaj, the guerrilla warfare. In Marathi, it is called Ganimi Kawa. So it is called the guerrilla warfare. Shivaji Maharaj taught guerrilla warfare to the whole world. Vietnam was never defeated by United States of America because they followed the Ganimi Kawa, the guerrilla warfare of Shivaji Maharaj. Now, he had the courage to do the unthinkable. He had the courage to do the unthinkable. Nothing scared him. So that is what we do in business. That is what I did in business. So there are two types of people. One who will put up their shop where there is no competition. And one who will put up his shop where there is dense competition. So I always have a practice of putting my St. Angelo's computer education in the thickest of competition. Thickest of competition. Because for me, I was the David, they were the Goliath. So Goliath is so big that even if I close my eyes and try to hit him, it will hit him.
Yeah.
Because he's so huge. So all the other brands were so large compared to my size that I used to convert their inquiries into my admissions.
Okay.
They used to publish full page ad in newspapers and my office boys used to hand over our leaflets to their inquiries. And we used to get them enrolled. So that was my guerrilla warfare. So we did this in reality. Also, we created a network of institutes. The way Shivaji Maharaj created a network of more than 300 forts. We created a network of institutes. So, at my peak, we had 43 outlets in Mumbai, Pune, Navi Mumbai, Thane and Nasik. 43 outlets. That made us largest at that point of time. So, wherever you go, you will see a St. Angelo's Computer Education Center. Wherever you will go. So, it was not the student coming to us, it was we going to the student. So, like Malad used to have 4 branches, Andheri used to have 3 branches, Boroli used to have 4 branches. So, we went on creating branches and we percolated ourselves into the into the complete household areas, residential areas or areas of convenience, points of convenience. There was a time when there were no railway stations left. We were outside every railway station. What Mr. Manohar Joshi did with Kohinoor Technical Institute in Maharashtra, where he was available near all ST stands in Maharashtra. Similarly, I devised a strategy where I was available outside every railway station. So it became a point of convenience for people to travel. Now, these are all strategies which were developed and implemented by the great Shivaji Maharaj. We implemented it in real life. Even in real estate, I did the same thing. So if I go to an area where I don't know, I will always have a local partner there.
Because they have better idea about the
Because
area.
they have got access to better infrastructure there. So my daring, my ideas and a local partner of that area which knows which resources to tap. My planning, my vision and getting it implemented with a partner's help. Shivaji Maharaj did the same thing all his life. He had partners everywhere. Every area had a strong man who was his partner, working with him for Swarajya. So exactly those are the strategies that we got him. And he was fearless. The way we are, the way I am and the way a lot of entrepreneurs are. For me, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow if I have to go and make a project in Bogota in Colombia, I can go and do it there. Doesn't matter to me. Location doesn't matter to me. I developed a building in a place called Coimbatore when I didn't know there is a place called Coimbatore. I went and did that. I didn't know it.
And that didn't fail.
One of the most successful projects in Coimbatore is the project that we built, where my designer was Suzanne Khan, Hrithik Roshan's ex-wife. I didn't know that there is a place called Coimbatore. And it's a big city, it's a beautiful city. The second highest number of private aircraft owners come from Coimbatore. The first is Pune. But I was not aware about Coimbatore. But I went there and did a project. And I did a super complicated project there, which had every possible litigation that you can think of. And I had solved every problem which was there with that project. I solved every single problem. One day, I'm going to make a movie on the project that I developed in Coimbatore.
Can you name the project for us?
It is called the White House in Coimbatore, designed by Suzanne Khan. So I love to do the impossible, but that's what an entrepreneur is all about, right? What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is uncertainty management. Every day is a new day. Every day comes up with a new challenge. You have to overcome it, control it, and grow further. That's what you need to keep doing. But this is Shivaji Maharaj's mindset. There are thousands of people who think like me, live like me, and grow like me. There are thousands of such people because we are blessed with a person like Shivaji Maharaj who was amongst us in our country. So we used to go and sell real estate in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Alain, Fujairah, Sharjah, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Singapore, Malaysia, London and US. We used to go and sell the real estate that we were developing in Mumbai, Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore, Hyderabad. We were going and selling it in those countries. That was again a call that I strategized.
So every decision in your life is a strategy?
It's a strategy. It's an absolute and daring. We were the first developers from India who purchased their own office in Dubai. We were the first developers from India.
This? Which year was this?
We bought the office in around, I think, 2014 or 15. 14 or 15. We were the first developers who bought their own office in Dubai. Even L&T was in a rented office. Even Mantri Developers was in a rented office. Every developer from India selling real estate, Indian real estate in Dubai was in a rented office. We were the first people to buy our own office. One. We were the first Indian real estate developers who got RERA approval of the Dubai government in 2016. First Indian real estate developers. Because in 2016, Dubai came with a law that if you are selling real estate to your country people in Dubai, you need to get your Indian projects verified and clarified with the Dubai government and the land department in Dubai. We were the first people who got that clearance. First company. And the second was L&T. In India, we were the first RERA approved villa developers of the country. First RERA approved villa developers. Ronak and Mayfair were the first developers who got approved by the RERA. When RERA was created in Maharashtra, Maharera. When Mr. Gautam Chatterjee started Maharera in Maharashtra, we were the first. Life has to have milestones. If life doesn't have milestones, it is not a life worth living. I am a milestones crazy guy. I love to create milestones. And that drives me.
You are 55 right now.
I am 55
right now.
55 with a work experience of 42 years.
That is insane.
And that is my power.
That is insane.
42 years is a long time.
Oh my God, that is insane. So, being 55, like, okay, let me ask you this. I think, according to us, all of us who is watching you, we think that you've achieved everything that you wanted with regards to financially, being famous, doing the unthinkable, getting into different sectors of businesses. So we think you've achieved everything. How would you rate yourself? What is your plan from here?
So, it's all going to be God's blessings on how much He wants me to breathe further. But I feel I am at 10% of my potential.
What are you saying?
My real life will unfold here on. I used to admire Dr. Manoj Joshi. According to me, he has a brilliantly successful life. Here are a couple of lovely dialogues. He used to say, till the age of 25, you should study hard. From 25 to 50, you should earn a lot of money and experience. And from the age of 50 should be your takeoff, because now you have money and you have plenty of experience with you. So you should take off. Your life after 50 has to be like a rocket, because now you have money and you have a lot of experience. And I would like to add further, and a lot of relationships and a lot of trust and access to a lot of resources. Life and business needs a lot of resources. Business needs unlimited resources. It is not necessary that you need to own those resources. You need to have relationships in place where you can get access of those resources and you can pay them as you use them. You don't need to own them. So now is the real threshold of life. Now is the time to shoot up like a rocket. This is the right time. And it is so conducive. The environment is so conducive. India is the largest country in the world, 1.5 billion people, phenomenal population. You don't need any other market. India is a world in a country by itself. India is growing by leaps and bounds. 111 lakh crores are going to be invested by the government in infrastructure projects in the next 5 years. Expenditure by the government is income to the people. This wealth has to be earned by the people of the nation. Just imagine, we are sitting on the mountain of opportunities with such a large customer base. We are the most attractive customer base in the world because we are not a developed country. We are still a developing country. Wealth is made only when a country is transitioning from being a developing country to a developed country. So we are in that golden era. It is said that the next 50 years is for India as a country. We are going to be the economic superpower of the world. And that is what is taking shape. It is blurry at the moment, but it is going to take concrete shape. This is what China was 80 years back. And this is what America was 125 years back. So America and China is our future. Our present, what is today, will become what is theirs in a few years' time. And then it is a cycle. All the developed countries are again going to get weaker. Like how the British became weak, the French became weak, the Spanish became weak, the Portuguese became weak. They are weak today. And they are the people who rule the world. They were the economic superpowers. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle. So we are now on the upswing. It's like a giant wheel, right? When you are going up, somebody is going down. We were down for a long time. Now it's our turn to go on the higher side of the giant wheel.
Do you think there will be a time when India will be ruling the world?
Very shortly. It is all about economic power. It is not about warfare anymore. It's about how much of the economy can you control. We are already in the top 4 in the world. We will overtake all of them amongst 195 countries approximately, plus minus 3, 4, 5 countries, because the numbers keep changing. So we will. We are a sizable population. We are every 6th man on planet Earth is an Indian. That's a lot of power. And power is people, not money. It is people that is power.
And how do you see yourself being a part of that big change?
A part of at least 100 ventures, empowering them, taking all of them to IPO, distributing the wealth to the people again through the form of IPO, making people a part of your journey in large numbers, not only with your customers, stakeholders and your vendors, but also your the potential customers will become shareholders, and then they will also become customers. So create an ecosystem and a community of people. Make a whole circle, make a whole cycle. Why do you think Tata, Birla, Reliance, all these people are so successful? Their shareholders are their customers are their shareholders. And see how robust these organizations are. In the last 10 years, they have grown from 20 times to 150 times. Because they have created value in the community, in the society. And that value keeps coming back to them all the time. So, I intend doing that with 100 companies. There is no fixed formula for wealth creation. What Warren Buffett does with a team of 22 people is what Bill Gates does with a team of 10 lakh people, is what Richard Branson does with a companies, a number of 525 companies and more, is what I will do my way to whatever I can do for around say 100 companies. My target for this life is 100 companies and take maximum number of them to the IPO, to the public route.
And you are already 55 and saying this.
And I'm at 55 and saying this. So, Kentucky Fried Chicken was started by the gentleman at the age of 65. See where it is today. Alchem Laboratories was started by a very elderly gentleman beyond the age of 60. He was an MR before that. See where the company is today. So, there is no age barrier. You need to breathe, that's it. You need to be alive to do it.
So when you reach that stage, say in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 20 years, you build that legacy. Now, do you also fear that when you reach that stage and when you have to pass on your legacy to someone? Do you fear that?
I don't. These are all professionally managed companies in which I have invested. I'm just deploying my strategies and my resources along with capital. That's about it. These are all professionally managed. And the founder is much younger to me, right? Most of the founders are much younger to me, at least from 15 to 30 years younger to me.
Or you're saying they're 30, 35, 40?
Yeah, they are say 30 onwards. So they're 25 years younger to me. 30 onwards. Not in the real estate space. In the real estate space, they are my age or also elder to me.
But the D2C
But the D2C founders are young guys. Very, very young guys. And I love their energy, their focus. And I love to empower them.
I think it's been great talking to you. It's been great and so much of learning from this particular episode. And there is people going to take away a lot from this. Before we are almost towards the end of this episode, before we leave, one message to all the young entrepreneurs there, okay, who wants to start something, or maybe they've been running their own businesses. Tell them these 3 tips that is going to change their whole life.
Be bootstrapped as much as you can to as long as you can, and take a stakeholder as late as possible. 1. Second, never raise money from money investors. Always raise money from strategic investors. Because a strategic investor will not only give you money, but he will also bring business for you. So he will organize business for you to expand, because your valuation is benefiting him also. Always be a front engine or a back engine of a business. Always do forward integration or backward integration. That will ensure that you have got stable quantum of business coming your way where you can create and build valuation. But choose the right people. Ultimately, whatever we talk about ML and AI and technology and all of that, it is people that matter. Your number of people, the dependency on number of people will reduce dramatically because of technologies replacing them.
Absolutely.
But still, those few people are also people. So people matter. And then earn their trust, build the relationship with them critically, and make sure that you respect for who they are. And they will multiply the wealth for you. And connect them gainfully to whatever you are achieving with their support. If you do this, it is unlimited growth. Growth is unlimited. People-dependent businesses will reduce now. There will be technology-dependent businesses. Shortly, movies will be made by AI only. There will be a real director who will direct the whole creation of that AI-based content. There will be a scripter and a director, that's it, and a computer. And all big heroes will give their digital avatars on hire at a negligible cost. Your actual shoot cost and all that will disappear. To a great extent, it will disappear. To a great extent.
And when do you think this would happen?
In the next 2 years.
In the next 2 years?
So Mahesh Manjrekar is a very dear friend of mine, very admirable dear friend of mine. He predicted this 2 years back. And I already see it happening. AI is going to create havoc in the entertainment industry. So your dependence on more number of people will go away, but you will still need people. You will still need people. Somebody has to guide, right? Somebody has to direct. So for that, you'll need people. So every business needs to be technology connected and supported for growth. So every founder watching this show has to have technology on board, the latest and the best one.
Right.
Because you're not going to compete from somebody from the same city or the same state or the same country. You are in competition with the rest of the world. You have to be at par. And to be at par, technology is the only equalizer. And then you can become superior with your strategy. It's a war of brains. It's a war of intelligence now. It's not a war of money might or might of resources. No. It's a war of strategies. And it's a war of daring. How daring can you be in business? How daring can you be?
I think I've heard this word daring from you since the start. Okay. I think, has it shaped something in you?
Absolutely. Every step that I've taken in my life has been a daring one. And I love to change the game of every business that I venture into. In anything that we get into, we will change the game. Like in Sugan Lok, it's a agarbatti business, right? So we are creating another company called Havan Prabha.
Okay.
Havan Prabha will be the first agarbatti in the world which will have the ingredients of every puja possible. So if you want to do a Lakshmi Puja, that agarbatti will have all the ingredients which are required for a Lakshmi Puja. Because you can't do Havan at home. People are staying in flats. It changes the color of your fan. It changes the color of your roof, your ceiling. And the family is coughing for the next 4 days because of doing Havan in the room, in your living room, right? So this agarbatti, you just break it and put it in the Havan.
And you
just burn it. It is great fragrance, no smoke.
Amazing.
Nobody to cough, and still you have complied with all the compliances of the puja. So that's a game change. When I started real estate development, I was one of the first people in the country to start development management model, which is today being followed by Tatas and the Birlas and the Oberois and the Mahindras and everybody. Development management model is I started taking the development after CC. That is a very critical stage in real estate. Then you take responsibility of the development, construction, marketing and sales. And you never buy the land. You always take it in the JV. So once upon a time, the developer used to buy the land and then do everything himself.
Right.
So we were one of the first early ones who started this way back. We did this in 2007, 2008. So that was a game change there. In computer education, we were the first people who started door-to-door enrollments. First company in the country. And we were the first people in the world to give after-sales service in the service industry. Like computer education was service industry, right?
Right.
So when a student used to enroll with St. Angelo's Computers Limited, we used to give him lifetime practice free, lifetime repetition of courses free, lifetime upgradation of courses free, till whenever we would operate. No charges for that. And people used to come and enjoy those services, and they became my talking banners. They became my testimonials. That's why I could operate so many outlets so successfully. So we changed the game there also. So every business venture that I would love to get into, I will tweak the game to some different activity. Like for Sante Spa Cuisine, we are coming up with the Sante at Home concept.
Sante at Home concept. I think that is great.
Grazing
that is
tables.
Insane.
Restaurants are doing that. That is not a novelty, but the way we will do it, the speed that we will have, and the way we will increase it in the community will be at a pace that will be a different level. Because that's my core forte. My partners are strong with the food part. I'm strong with the growth part. I'm a growth investor. So I know how to scale up things because I have access to resources. For me, every resource is a phone call. These are relationships built over decades. We understand each other's language. We understand each other's expectations. So there is no loss of time in explaining what you want to achieve. These are all phone calls. So in real estate, I'm coming up with a additional formula where people are doing that, but I will be doing it in a very different style also, where we will be investors with the developer with the responsibility of constructing the projects. So we will invest for the construction part. So suppose if a project is say 200 crores. In a 200 crore project, your construction cost will be anywhere between 60 to 80 crores. So the offer that I will make to the developer is that I want to invest in your project. I will execute the project at our gap funding facility. You don't have to bother about the construction. You focus on government premiums and sales. That's it. Now government also gives installments to make payments. So that also he gets an installment, and we are also giving him the comfort of funding the construction. And we will link up our construction funding with the sales velocity. So this way the developer becomes lighter His construction funding is taken care of. He has to focus on approvals and
sales,
premiums and sales. When the sales come, the gap funding that we have done will get covered up. So this model now we are implementing in the real estate.
And you're starting from Bombay again?
Mumbai. That I will be doing it only in Mumbai.
Mumbai again.
That I will be doing it only in Mumbai. Real estate development I am keen only in Mumbai because this is my home city. I am very comfortable. I know nook and corner of the city. Another advantage of St. Angelo's computer education. I know the city better than any developer because I have operated computer education classes in every corner of the city and I know every road of the city because I have walked there either selling clothes, cosmetics, Venky's chicken, perfumes or my computer education courses. So I know the city at the back of my hand. You tell me the area, I will tell you the rate going on there. So this experience is priceless, which is my capital, which is a very big part of my capital. It is a very big part of my capital.
You don't believe in physical stores at all, what I'm assuming.
I don't want to take the responsibility of physical stores, but any D2C model who has the plans to implement
D2C,
these offline stores is a great model. It's a hybrid model. But I will not participate in investing for the offline stores. Let the company raise the equity for the offline stores. My equity will be investments only in the online customer acquisition process. You get me? A divided responsibility is more effective than loading one person with multiple responsibilities. That will make the company more valuable and it will make the company grow faster. Secondly, when you're robust online, your offline stores get a lot of traction. Take the example of Snitch.
200%.
It is one of the fastest growing companies which reached 1,000 crores. Why? It was robust online and it started creating offline stores. You go to any store, it is always full. That is the online traction which has come to the store. And you go there only once. Once you know you're fit, next time onwards you will just order it online. And if there are any exchanges to be done, you don't have to courier it back.
You can directly walk into the store.
You walk into the store, show your payment receipt, get it replaced, job is done. So the hybrid model is going to be extremely successful. But I am not going to participate in the offline expansion of the brand. I will participate only in the online expansion of the brand.
But you're okay with the offline expansion?
Absolutely okay. The right way is become strong online and then start offline.
Okay.
The advantage is the day you start offline, you will break even on the first month. Because already there is a customer base that I would have created for that brand.
You've already created that customer base.
For that brand.
Yeah.
So that can be the game plan. Like I said, business is nothing but strategies. I'm not a fund. So I have to put oil in my eyes and keep them open. I'm not a fund. So with whatever limited resources that I have, if I don't strategize it well, it will exhaust me. You get me? So I have to be very smart with my strategies. And I can't fail. I can't commit a mistake even by mistake. I won't be able to afford that mistake.
I love that line.
So I'm thoughtful at the same time I'm watchful.
I love that line. I can't make a mistake even with a mistake.
Even by mistake.
But I think that's great. I think with that we come to the end of the episode. It was great having you. The energy of the room is amazing. And you are with the strategies that you have, with that strategic mind. Otherwise, you are a very lovely person. Like keeping business aside. Okay, let's keep business aside for a minute. Otherwise, you are a very genuine, very lovely, very joyful person. And anyone who is sitting with you, who is in the same room with you, can feel that energy. Okay, I'm feeling it and I'm just happy to be a part of this room. Thank you so much again for coming all the way and doing this for us.
The pleasure is all mine and you're fabulous. You're fabulous in the way you conducted it and you really brought my memories back. You got my strategies on the screen and I loved it. And the best way of living is giving.
Yes.
So whenever it is your strategies, your ideas, your experiences, your thoughts, or your success formulas. Keep giving it, it multiplies.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Namaste. So thank you so much for watching this episode. If you've loved this episode, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The Backstory Podcast. I'll see you in the next episode.